The Vice President JD Vance, he is speaking out about who he says is to blame in that deadly shooting.
We do feel pretty confident this was a motivated left-wing political attack, and that, I think, goes to show that we have way too much of this in our country, especially in the last couple of weeks. And I'd encourage everybody to really tone down the rhetoric when it comes particularly to our law enforcement and our ICE agents.
So next, our reporter Reshad Hudson, who landed that exclusive interview, joins us now. And it's wonderful to have you this morning. You've had quite the past 24 hours, so thank you for making the time for us. You know, you asked the vice president some really tough questions when he talked about the ICE facility shooting being politically motivated there and about the need to tone down the rhetoric. What insights were you able to glean from his remarks and from being there in person?
Kelly, good morning to you. Even though the investigation is still in the early stages, the vice president talked about how he believes this was a left-wing attack, according to him. Now, he was saying that the violence that we're seeing when it comes to public servants, or in this situation, he believes it's all one-sided. So I pressed him on that and asked him, does he believe both sides share some blame when it comes to these type of attacks? He said that no one is perfect, but he does believe that these are one-sided attacks. And so he immediately blamed the left for this attack in Dallas.
You know, you also pressed him on ABC, taking Jimmy Kimmel off the air, asking if he would have the same view if the role was reversed, if this was a Democratic-appointed FCC chair. What was his response there?
So I started by asking him, did he watch the monologue as Kimmel returned to TV? The vice president said he did see it, but the issue the vice president had with Kimmel's return and the monologue was that, according to the vice president, he did not apologize to Charlie Kirk's family. Now, as you know, that Vice President Vance and Charlie Kirk were good friends, and the vice president wanted more of an apology to Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow. So I did ask him about the fact that there was a lot of pressure from the FCC when it came to Kimmel being suspended. He kind of glossed over that question, but he wanted to focus on the fact that they didn't get an apology, and he felt that Kimmel was not joking.
Yeah, you know, and this is how he responded, how he answered your question about Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, forgiving the killer, and then the president's remark about hating his opponents. Here's the clip.
Erica Kirk emotionally forgave the man who killed her husband. A few minutes later, the president said he hates his opponents. How do you reconcile between the two?
Well, I think the president was joking, and I think it's interesting. If you go back and watch the full speech, what the president was trying to do in his very humorous and very unique way was highlight how hard it is for us to forgive our enemies.
But you had a little bit of a counter, a pushback to that response. How did that conversation continue from there?
You say this was probably one of the most interesting moments of that one-on-one interview with Vice President Vance. He got a chance to get a little personal. We don't often see leaders in Washington talk about their faith in such a personal way, because the question was, you know, how do you reconcile the difference between hating your opponents and forgiving the man who killed your husband in Erica Kirk's case? And he said the president was joking, but he also talked about his faith and how forgiveness is very important to the Christian faith. So that was one of the most interesting moments of that interview, having the vice president openly talk about his faith in a very personal way. And once you know that he was really good friends with Charlie Kirk.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.